Just by way of a reminder, this meeting is being recorded, so please, we are a very comfortable forum, but just be careful of the things that you do say when things are being said. If on reflection there's anything that you say during the evening that you feel that with hindsight you would like to be revisited, then please let us know afterwards. Otherwise, the meeting will be available for people to subsequently view. So welcome, my name is Andy Jarrett and I'm the public image stack team lead. So that means I help and support the 4 district public image leads in the cluster. And it's great that 1080, 1090, 1240 and 1260 have come together to do this. The format of the evening, we're aiming to finish roughly about 8 o'clock. After my introductions, I'll introduce you to Phil Dyer, who you can see on the screen there, Specialist Advisor Team, Public Image for our country. We're very lucky that Phil has made the time for us. Phil will run through the 4 sections of the brand centre. Following that, we'll have a question and answer, which will be led by Ian. So if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. We'll try to address as many of them as we go along. If not, there will be an opportunity for you to do so. And there'll be some final remarks from Sue Wallbank of District 1240. So thank you for being with us. As I say, the meeting is being recorded. There will be some follow-up notes with the links to the resources and things that Phil is referring to. So over to you, please, Phil, for Raising the Bar webinar. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Andy, for that. And delighted that there's so many online. I thought it might have been a fairly dull subject tonight. We're going to dive deep into the brand centre this evening. So we're talking about all things associated with the Rotary brand, which hopefully will give you some sort of insight into how powerful it can be when you use it in your Rotary service work. So there's not going to be Death Bow PowerPoint tonight. I've got a few slides, but we're going to jump straight into the actual website. So I will just share a little bit of starter for 10. So we're talking about online brand training and raising the bar and making sure that we can use our brand, our global brand, to the best effect for our service. So welcome to everyone. We are talking about raising the bar, and the brand centre, for those that have not been to it, I'm hoping it'll be pigeonholed or bookmarked in your browsers going forward. When you go to, if you type into Google, brand centre Rotary or Rotary the brand centre, this is the cover page that you will come across. We're going to dive right through the whole of the brand centre tonight, but as you scroll down that first page, you come across a little video window, and I'm going to take the opportunity now to play that video for you with any luck. So here's the video. It's about 2 minutes long. It's a little bit Americanized, but we are an American organization, so don't hold that against it. And I will play that and see you in a couple of minutes.
People experience Rotary by interacting with our clubs and programs, listening to stories we tell, and seeing our work in action. The Brand Center houses the Rotary brand assets you need to promote your club and the impact you have on your community. The navigation bar includes links to the homepage, our brand, downloads, templates, and people of action. Select this drop-down box to find shortcuts. From the homepage, you can explore the brand materials that are available, or use search to quickly find what you're looking for. To search, type in a keyword or phrase, press enter, then select an item from the search results. In Our Brand, learn how to effectively promote Rotary and your club. On the left, select a topic or scroll down to choose a section. From the left menu or from the links on the page, select a topic to explore. From the navigation bar, select Downloads to access promotional materials that help you tell the Rotary story. Saving brand assets to your computer is easy. Select the category of materials you're interested in and choose an item. Then select Download. You can even share an item. The Brand Center includes a variety of templates to create a logo for your club, district, or zone, or develop promotional materials. From the navigation bar, select People of Action to find print ads, videos, digital ads, banners, and templates. If you need additional assistance, select Help and FAQ. The Brand Center is a helpful tool for clubs to use as they create professional communications that can help engage more members, donors, and partners to build stronger communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action.
So there you go, little video there just to sort of whet the appetite. That is effectively what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I thought it would be good to actually work within the actual website itself. So if you just bear with me a second, we will share that screen and then we can talk. There we go. Let's do that one there and share. So we should all have that now. And if I just very good. So you can all see the Brand Center site. We've just seen that on the little video. This is the opening page, and when you scroll down that page, there's the video that we've just watched. So if you want to watch that again, so it's a cute little video. It gives you a little bit of a flavour of what's going on. But we're split into 4 distinct sections: our brand, downloads, templates, and people of action. And the use of the brand, like I've said already tonight, we're a global organisation, and Rotary International provide us with this facility as part of our membership of this phenomenal organisation. And when we use our brand correctly and consistently, it allows us to be part of that global organisation that we're all members of. If we start using the wrong branding, it starts to dilute the brand that we are part of. And with consistency becomes strength and depth within our organisation. Like I say, tonight we've come together tonight as a cluster, or certainly 3/4 of a cluster this evening, and we are 24 districts within Rotary Great Britain and Ireland, 523 or 530 districts in the world operating as one Rotary. So first off, because I'd like to get some questions, I'm gonna click our brand. Let's have a look what's in our brand. So if you click on there, we've got a little bit of a descriptor of what's coming up. So there's some narrative there about we are people of action, and it talks a little bit about why we are people of action, about creating powerful messages, and the logos or the terminology on the left-hand side of the page here is also replicated down here. So we have a people of action button, we have a brand elements button, and we have a promote Rotary button, and they are the same on the left-hand side there. So let's go and have a look in people of action first, just because it's the first one. So in people of action, there is all sorts of downloadable material to create advertisements using the people of action logos. So you can see here, there's if you recall, together we connect, and there are some verbs that can be used over any photographs that you've taken. But more specifically there is lots and lots of imagery on the Brand Center, which you can use. Yes, some of it is slightly Americanized, but if you search carefully, you can pull imagery off, which is free of charge to use for all of us. There are no copyright implications. It's all color corrected. It's all correctly sized for certain social media posts, and is available for us all to use. So under people of action, We have some advice on what we should be doing as a call to action and how we should be taking photographs to make it more, excuse me, to make it more action-packed and impactful in the social media posts, press releases, any flyers that we're putting out, making them more impactful. And it's giving you some advice here of how to do that. I'm not intending on reading every last word on the brand centre tonight. We'll be here too long. But there's also some examples of what not to do as well. So examples of imagery to avoid. So avoid single people. We are people of action. We should be seen as a group of people making our communities better, whether they are local and round the corner or further afield. So there's some advice there on what not to do as well. All of the, a bit like all modern websites, they're all interlinked together. So clicking on one thing, you'll come back full circle. So this is the People of Action page here. If we move then on to excuse me, brand elements, this is the real nuts and bolts section of the club, of the brand centre. And here we have selection topics of logos and graphics, voicing and messaging, images and videos, which we've just briefly talked about, what colours are correct to use, what typography is correct to use, and the Rotary name. So we'll just have a quick look through here. Like I say, the brand centre is open to us all as Rotary members, but more specifically, it's open to anyone now. You don't need a login for My Rotary to get to this website. So brandcentre.rotary.org, and anyone who has a web browser can utilise this particular website. So let's have a look at logos and graphics. So in this part of the website, you can download some signature systems associated with your club, your district, your cluster, maybe if you're doing a cluster-wide project, and where you download a Rotary Great Britain and Ireland logo. But more specifically, this is where we can download our club logo. We also can download our lockup, which I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking to you tonight, a little bit about some do's and don'ts, and a little bit about the Rotary International logos, which are the master brand signature indicated here with the word Rotary, and the mark of excellence indicated here with the cog or the wheel, as you might call it. But when we're operating at a club level, we should be using our club logo. So I'll normally do a quick show of hands here because we'd be in a room, but who has downloaded their club logo from the brand centre? Well done, Andy. That's a given. You can see David there, and there's a few hands up there. So we'll just spend a little bit of time and have a quick look at that. So we press Learn More, and it tells you a little bit about what you can do and what you can't do. So this is for club, your district, and your zone logos. In this part of the world, we don't use a zone designation very often. For those that are interested, we are zone 19 and 20A. But more specifically, we use our club identifier to be proud of. We are all Rotarians. So you can create a logo very simply here by, it says there, create and update your club and district or zone logo by using the templates. So I will press that button, which takes us to another part, and we can now download our club logo. I'm going to spend a bit of time on this just to show you how easy it is. Excuse me. So when you press logos, you get to this logo system, and you can download Interact, the same rules as us, a Rotary logo or a Rotaract logo. We're going to concentrate on Rotary tonight. So we click on the Rotary logo, a little application box comes up, and you can now get ready to create your logo. So here we go. There's a little bit of narrative there about what to do and what to use it for. I will just turn that off. And now we've got our, this is the template system. So on the left-hand side here, you can choose what sort of logo do you want. So indicated here is the simplified version. You'll see the wheel doesn't have Rotary International written inside it. That's simplified. But if you want the regular wheel, then you can have it and it changes. Now, the regular wheel, written as Rotary with the wheel, is a registered trademark. So it has a little R on it. And the logo system prints out that little R, whereas the simplified version isn't registered. You can choose a colour, and people often come to me saying, oh, well, the yellow doesn't shine up or show up very well on white paper, but you can choose different colours. So you can have full colour, as we're indicating here. You can have all white, which is indicated here on a grey background. The grey is just there for you to see the white. You can have an all black one. You can have a azure blue one, which is a slightly different blue for those that really care about which blues we're on. And you can have he says, a white and gold. Now, with those 5 particular colorways, that covers most angles. So if you're putting your imagery onto a sweatshirt or sending it on a letterhead or putting it on a photograph in social media, you've got most aspects covered there. So let's just go back to the traditional colorway, which is leadership blue and gold. Now, you can write your club wherever you want. So indicated here is the preferred place, which is below the logo. But you can write above the logo if you want. And you can also write above and below the logo. It is up to you. And whereas there may be a preference to drop the word club, because in some people's views and opinions, it may seem slightly more elitist and old-fashioned, it is completely up to you whether you use the club name. My particular club, I'm a member of a passport club, and we do use the word club. But if you were the Rotary Club, and I'm speaking from the northwest of England tonight, so if we were in Bolton, you might choose the Rotary Club of Bolton, or it might just be Rotary Bolton. It is completely up to you, but you choose what you want here. So let's just pick one below, and let's pick the name of a club. He says, thinking of one offhand. Well, let's go with Bolton because it's easy to spell, and we just mentioned it. So that would be the logo that you've got there. And then you've got an option for download. So you press the download button and it gives you 3 options for download. PDF. So PDF is broadly useless for us as Rotarians. It is more for professionals to use if you wanted a logo on for example, a jacket or a t-shirt, or you were using it with some professional software like Photoshop or InDesign or some sort of desktop publishing package. That's what the PDF would be for. A JPEG comes, as indicated here, with a white background. And this white background is sized because this is like the breathing space around the logo. So a JPEG comes with a white background. And he does say that there. A PNG, which is something that I prefer. A PNG, there you go, it's just downloaded it there. A PNG comes with a transparent background. So the white box becomes transparent. So if you are floating it on top of an image, you've done some community service project, you wanted to put your club logo on, the transparent solution is significantly better because it just writes the words Rotary, Bolton, and no white box. And if, depending on the colour of the photograph, you can pick a black output, a white output, a blue output, a traditional output. And you literally click that button as you've seen there. You click the I'll do the JPEG this time. You click the JPEG. It tells you it's starting the generation. It's been generated, and there is the logo. That is what has been downloaded with the white background. So you can see it there with the white background. You've got Rotary Bolton. Now, unless that's going onto white paper, the JPEG, again, in my opinion, has very little use. Really, if you download, and I'll just do it again, if you download the PNG, it's telling you it's generating the PNG, successfully done it, and it's opened it up. You see that the white box is now missing, implying that it's a transparent. When you float that over a photograph, it looks significantly better. No need to do any cropping, no need to move it around so you can get that the white in, or set different levels of layers within your document, whatever you're using, Word or PowerPoint, or maybe you're using something a little bit more sophisticated. So a PNG is the way, in my opinion, the way forward. And that is how to download a logo for your club. Now, that could quite easily be, we can quickly go back here, and that can quite easily be District 1180. And you can download District 1180 or whatever club, district or zone you want. Now, remember, it is reserved only for a club, a district or a zone. Nothing else, not your name, not we do good in the world, no strap lines. It is for club, district or zone exclusively. Obviously, we use it as Rotary Great Britain and Ireland because we're the way that we've been created over the years. We're a region within Rotary International, so that's acceptable. But when you're operating as a club or a district or a zone, that's where you put your logo. So if we just shoot back a little bit now, let's just go back and pull out of there. Works for the same for Rotaract and Interact. Just wanted to go and talk a little bit about lockups, because these are really useful when you are trying to do a project. So there's two types of lockup. There is a lockup for a fellowship, and then there's a general lockup. We're going to concentrate tonight on the general lockup, the Rotary logo lockup template. Because we're talking about Rotary, we're going to click this Rotary one. So we're going to create, and it's identical to where we've just been. Exactly the same questions, but you've now got an area to the right of your logo, which is, and it's key for these four particular designations. You can put a partner in there. You can put a sponsor in there. You can put a program in there, like NPolio Now or Ryla, and you can put an event in there, like a bonfire party or a charter dinner. So it covers most aspects of what we do, but you can only put in a partner, a sponsor, a program, or an event, and it downloads exactly the same. So we pick up our regular logo. We want it in full color. We want it below. We're going to use our surrogate club tonight, Rotary Club of Bolton. And then we are going to add text or a logo. There's another box here for text. You could write in whatever you wanted there. Bonfire party. Oops, spelt wrong. This is the bit where the sausage fingers come in. Party. 5th November. No problem with that. And download that and use that on your flyers or use that on your social media posts. You can also change this to a secondary Rotary logo, and that might be People of Action. And you can browse the logos here. So you can put NPolio Now on, People of Action. You can put on you study at Rotary Youth Exchange in words, and there are some secondary logos, Ryla in there, and you can put those logos on. So if you pick that particular one there, he says, always the technology fails when you're doing it live. That's worked a treat, Philip. Not. So another go. I think actually, from recollection, I think you've got to turn that one off first and then pick it. That's right. So let's put in there. Yeah. Can you believe the technology is going to let me down? Yeah, the technology is definitely going to let me down here. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's it. Double click. So now you've got your club logo with Ryla written, correctly coloured, correctly spaced, correct in every aspect. And then you just go to the download button. Download it as a PNG, creates the PNG. And there is the logo all ready to go on top of your flyers or your T-shirts or whatever you need to do there. You can also, if you go back to the text logo section, you can put in a sponsored, and you can upload your partner's logo. So if you're working for a hospice or you're working for another charity who is assisting you, so for example, Shelterbox or Aquabox, you can put their livery in against your club logo. It's a really impactful way of making your partner feel like they're part of the gig, and also you can put your event in there so people know that that particular event is a Rotary Bolton event or a Rotary Norwich event or a Rotary wherever event. So that's the lockup logo system that can be used at a club level. And it's really powerful way of introducing some consistency to the projects that you're doing. A really easy way of doing that. And like you've seen, it's not particularly hard to download the logos. So again, that's the logo system. Let's just go back here. So now we've looked at logos for a club. We've looked at lockups. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time on, and I'm just going back here. So there's a few do's and don'ts here. I just thought I would show you these. So we should always be using our master brand signature with our club designator. We're a Rotary club or a Rotary district, and we should use our logo here. We can utilize this, but we should always have this somewhere. So if we're doing a flyer, you can have the Rotary logo at the top, but you should have your club identifier at the bottom, or vice versa. It should be within sight. This is the correct use of our Rotary logo and not cut and carved like this one has been done. The logo is always Rotary with the wheel on the right and never cut and carved with the wheel above. Here we've got the correct use of the club logo. It shouldn't be cut and carved into a circle with the Rotary wheel as a sun over some mountains. However beautiful you think that looks, that is not the organisation we're part of. A little bit of a technical one here. Here we've got the Rotary logo with the letter R as the breathing space all the way around the logo. And that is why the JPEG comes with that large white box around it. So it's the breathing space around the words. It should never be covered up with other artifacts, other colour blocks, other artistic. It should always sit on the top of them. Here we've got the colours. We've talked predominantly tonight about the leadership blue and gold logo, but it's available in black, white, azure blue, and in white and gold. It is certainly not available in turquoise with green and a purple wheel. Absolutely not. Do not recolour our branding. Here we've got a use of the master brand. So another slightly technical one here. So the simplified wheel is never ever used on its own. If we use the wheel on its own, it should be with Rotary International written inside it. And it should always be utilised with our club identifier. So if it was a charter dinner, you could put the mark of excellence at the top. We're all proud Rotarians. But make sure that you've got your club identifier and never ever use the simplified wheel on its own. Here we've got again, this is a double lockup, which is not permitted. So you can have a lockup with one logo, the NPolio Now, or the theme, which is, we're on the last year of the theme now anyway. But if you wanted to use two, use it like this and split them out. Don't make this big long line of like lockup on lockup on lockup. It's not permitted. Here we've got what I said before. You've got to use your club name, your district name, or your zone name as a designator, and not planning for a better tomorrow. You might want to be doing that your event might be for planning for a better tomorrow. The event might be called Planning for a Better Tomorrow, but you shouldn't write it underneath the logo. It should be written as a lockup to the right of the wheel, as we've just looked at. Here we've got a correct use of a partner. So there's an organisation here called Helping Hands, and the Rotary Club of somewhere is doing some partnership with them. But we've not got a inert bit of text to the right in the lockup. Your friendly Rotary Club. Remember, on the right hand side of the lockup, it can be an event, a sponsor, a partner, or a program, be RILA or NPolio Now. Here we've got one, and I've seen a couple here tonight. We've got on screen tonight. This is the old wheel. I'm not dwelling on that tonight. It's 13 years old. It shouldn't be used. It's harder to use the wrong one than it is to use the right one. This is not our organisation. If we are printing something or wearing T-shirts or sending press releases out, it needs to have the correct logo on. If you are still using a legacy bell or lectern in your club and it has the old logo on, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But if you are going to print or using social media, then it is the new logo. Here we have multiple clubs. So you are allowed to put multiple clubs on. And for example, if there was, I'm picking an example here because I know there's more than one Rotary Club in Norwich. It could be Rotary Clubs in Norwich. So you're suggesting that a number of clubs are working together. Here they've named the clubs of Chicago Morning, Chicago Daybreak, and Chicago Evening are working together. So you can do that, and don't use just the Rotary logo and put a list of clubs in. Make up a logo like this. Other one that doesn't necessarily apply to us, but we are an international organisation, and occasionally we see this with our friends from Wales, is that the word Rotary is always written in English. It is not transcribed into the local language. However, the club can be. The club name can be in the local language. We are an international organisation, but the word Rotary always stays in a English typeset. ROTARY, and not transcribed here as it is in, and I believe this is Taiwanese. I may be corrected if there's any people who understand Taiwanese. And the last one, because I'm sure I am boring you senseless now, is the flower garden. So if you are doing a sign for a park bench or a park, or you're putting a sign in public, it is, and the example here is a flower garden with your club identifier on it. It's not just a Rotary flower garden, it is the Rotary Club of Bolton, Rotary Club of Norwich flower garden. It is local to that particular club who have put it there, and that is the logo there. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight about how to use the brand, and that is in the do's and don'ts section of the website. Lastly, we have a little bit about the master brand signature, and I will just quickly show you this. So here it tells you when it can be used and when it can't be used, and there's a way of downloading all of those actual Rotary logos from this part of the website. There is also the Mark of Excellence, which we're all permitted to use, but we should always use it in conjunction with a club or district identifier. So if you wanted to, like I said earlier, a charter dinner, and you wanted to put a charter dinner, a menu together, you can put the Mark of Excellence at the top by all means, but somewhere on that menu should be the club that is putting on that charter, because it's not a Rotary International charter, it is the Rotary Club of Norwich or the Rotary Club of Bolton charter. You can obviously download all the logos associated with Empoleon now, and all of the logos associated with the areas of focus. And you can learn a little bit about how they all work together in here. So you can get them with or without text, with or without colours, with a white background, without a white background. There's literally every single permutation is available here, and you can download them to suit your particular use. Whether you want a white background or not, it comes with or without that, and you get all the correct colours. There's just a little bit of some do's and don'ts again there. So we never put the areas of focus in a lockup. We always refer to them as all the areas of focus, or individually, and we don't obscure the logos and overlap them. They're all important in their own right. And then there's a little link there so you can download the logos. So that's the logos there. I just thought we'd have a quick look at some images and video. So we talk about our photographic style, and there is a whole section here of images that you can download, all split up by People of Action, Polio, Our Causes, Young Leaders, History, the Rotary Presidents, meeting content, events. It's all downloadable here, and there are, at last count, and again, don't catch me out on this one, but I believe over 180 videos on the brand sensor available for us to use. So if we just pick, for example, Our Causes, and press here, here are all the images that you can pick from here. You can download these for any particular use, and as I said earlier, these are all copyright free and free for us to use. So if we're using them in the work that we're doing, then there is no problem. You've got no problem with having a copyright infringement, or if you're using them on social media, these are all color corrected and available for us to use. They're all reasonably high definition. There's lots of stuff here about polio. There is thousands of photographs to go at here. Yes, I'll caveat it that there is a number that are a little bit Americanized, but if you're mixing them in with some of your own photographs, there is plenty to go at here. So that's all about photos and videos. Like I say, there could be a morning session on this. There's a little bit here about colors. So we're a global organization. We have a brand toolkit. So these are our colors, and they come with all the necessary signatures and codes for people to make sure that they're printing them correctly. Some of these are a little bit more for a professional printer, but you can download all of this with the colours. They come with a Pantone reference, CMYK, hex, and RGB if you're doing stuff with television and media. All of the colours come with all of their particular codes, and there's loads of colours there. To people say, oh well, there's not a particular grey I like. Well, you know, there is a lot of colours there that can work with what we are trying to achieve. A little bit about typography. So we're a global organization. You don't see Coca-Cola using the wrong fonts, or Apple, or the BBC using the wrong fonts. So our fonts, our primary fonts are Frutiger, Open Sans, and Arial. Frutiger is the preferred, but it is a licensable font, and is likely to cost you some money. There's lots of dodgy websites out there where you could go and get a copy, but it's usually a licensed. But Open Sans and Arial, if you're using Microsoft or Mac, both of those, Open Sans is certainly available on Mac, and Arial is certainly available on a PC-based equipment. Secondary fonts are Sentinel, which again is licensed, although I believe it's available on Mac, and Georgia is the secondary font for PC use. No excuses there to use them. You can see here what we're trying to achieve here, and then I'm just going to go back. If we go back home here, so we've sort of touched on our brand, the templates. We'll just have a quick look in here so this is where we download our logos, our club and district we talked about, Interact, and our logo lockups. Anything that you think you might need is available here as a template. We've then got some downloads, which is all the video information that we talked about. So as I said earlier, it's split down by category. And if we just look, so for example, if you wanted to go in and have a look at the Rotary presidents, here are some imageries associated with various presidents of recent and incoming. So we've got Mario here and Stephanie here, our current president. Some legacy photographs of historic presidents, all available to use with no issues whatsoever from a copyright perspective. These are available for us all to use. Let me just go back one. We've done templates, and People of Action is where we really started off. There's some promotional material in here. Again, a massive library of images and video for you to use, and a load of templates there. Let's have a quick look in templates. So here, these are the availability where you can put a photograph and then add the Together We Connect. There are 5 verbs here. I forgot about this one actually. So on here, you can upload a picture from Rotary, or your own picture. You tell it what paper size you want. You can edit the content. So you can pick a Rotary image, or you can upload your own image. You can change the verb. So we've got connect, empower, end polio, fight hunger, inspire, learn, mentor, promote peace, save lives, and transform. I think there was about 3 more verbs added to the original setup, and then you can change that over. So if we change that to mentor, it's changed the image there, but you can put your own custom image in there, and then you can download that file. You can download it with crop marks if you're going to go straight to print, and you can download it as a PDF, and away we go. And that will download that for your use, customized for your particular club or district project. So So really very useful in bringing a little bit of action or a little bit more meaning to some of our projects. And without going through loads and loads of detail now, because I feel like I've been speaking for a while now, that is the brand center. It is, go and have a play with it. It is there to use. You can't break it. There's lots and lots and lots of stuff there that you probably didn't even realize. Like I say, there's over 180 videos there for you to have a look at. It's quite something. Like I say, we are a global organization, but I think I'd like to head back to the open floor and see if there's any questions there. I'm sure there's hundreds.
Phil,
Okay, well,
there's a couple of questions coming on the chat there. James is asking, do the downloadable images come with alternative text? So,
what, meaning a descriptor of the picture?
perhaps James can expand on that. Can you unmute yourself, James? And while he's doing that,
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So in terms of accessibility, the brief text description of the downloadable image.
Yeah, I am 85% certain they do. Yeah, I'd have to just double check, but I'm 85% certain they do. And what I'll do is I'll come back to the team here and just confirm. Yeah, I'm certain. The other way to quickly do, James, is go and download one and see if it's there. I'm almost certain it is. Yes.
lovely. And Fred is asking, can the master brand be used as a watermark?
No.
Thank you. That was nice and clear. Okay, have we got any other questions? If you want to raise your hands using the toolbar.
Like I say, it's there to use. Go and have a good play around with it. It's I mean, I'm probably a little bit too much of a geek for this type of thing, but it's quite an interesting read, and there's quite a lot of history in there, and how the brand's developed over the years. Remember that we are on the fifth version of the rotary wheel. I know it changed 13 years ago, but in our over 100 years of existence, we've had 5 wheels over the period. So it shouldn't be classified as a new thing. Change happens, and our logo changed, like I say, 13 years ago, and we're trying to make it really easy for you to do it. Just remember that when you download it from the brand center, you get it 100% right 100% of the time. If you right click on Google and type in rotary wheel and download a pixelated blue and gold wheel from 15 years ago, where you don't know where it's come from, and it might have a virus in it, and you don't look like the club down the road, and you bring in consistency to our organization, it's dead easy to use the brand sensor and bring that level of professionalism and consistency to the brilliant work that we do in our communities, whether they're local and around the corner or further afield.
Well, just one more question. What's the guidelines regarding the use of the simplified logo against the mark of excellence?
That's a good question. That so the simplified was brought out about 7 or 8, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 8 or 9 years ago, for small print items. So if you were printing it onto a pen, or you're printing it onto a small item, because you can't read the word Rotary International if it's so small. But about 5 years ago, it was changed to be used wherever you want it. So there is no size restriction on using the simplified logo. Our personal preference, I prefer to use the Rotary simplified version virtually exclusively. Rotary Great Britain and Ireland tend to use it exclusively. There's Rotary themselves on their website use it now, and then we supplement that with the mark of excellence, which is the proper wheel with the Rotary internationally So in answer to your question, use it wherever you want. Yes, Keith.
Yes, just one thing that worried me slightly right at the beginning of your talk. You mentioned that if you was to type in Google and so forth, you could go straight to it, and it was accessible by members of the public as well as Rotarians. That worried me a little bit. When you get mischief makers on some social media, could they take those images themselves and pretend to be us, put a QR code on it and things like that, and start collecting money under false pretenses?
Yeah, so it's a good question, that, and I haven't got an official Rotary International answer for that. But in recent dialogue, it was always considered that it was such a small chance of that occurring that the risk was mitigated by pushing it out to everyone. There were so many people not using the Rotary brand correctly because it was behind a Mayo Rotary login. And like you said, you can go to Google and just type in Rotary. Now, if you typed in Rotary 5 years ago, there was loads and loads of blue and yellow wheels there. They are now getting pushed away, and certainly as AI, artificial intelligence, becomes more and more prolific, the older stuff is going. But you are correct. There is a risk there, but it's been considered that risk is minimal. If people want to do that, they're going to do it anyway, and they've probably got better skills than me and you pulling together a fraudulent website to extract money. And I think it was considered it was such a small risk, but it's a good question, Keith. So thank you for that. Has anyone particularly learned anything tonight, or gone, oh no, that's a load of rubbish, we're not doing any of that, or do you think it was reasonably useful? Is it something that you will go away from this particular talk tonight, having wasted an hour of your lives, and go, yeah, I think I'll download our club logo? There's a few nods there. There's a few nods, maybe not 100%, but every little helps. Yes, John.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, obviously I've been on there, but you've sort of made it a little bit more accessible in terms of where to go and what to do and how to do it. My question would be is that I find some of the videos quite irritating because they're in an American voice. And I wondered whether there is any sort of way of RIBI getting so that it's in an English voice, because at the end of the day, we cater for, we're an international organization, as you rightly say, and I'm sure we cater for Chinese, Japanese, and all that somewhere, but we don't seem to be able, because I sometimes find the American voice quite irritating.
Can I answer that one?
Of course you can.
Sure. There are some videos on there which actually have no dialogue over the top, except some background music, and accompanying the video are the words if you want somebody to put a nice English accent over the top. It can be done. So they are mindful that not all use of the American accent was going to please everyone. So yeah, you need to scroll through. I think most of them actually got brackets to say no audio or no dialogue. But yes, there are some videos on there. I hope that helps.
Can I also just say, John, on a Saturday morning, we'll have a meet up, and I've got an AI tool that can change that from American to English for you. So we'll have a chat.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ian.
And additionally, there are Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland have also got videos on their own site that I can include a link actually to in the follow-up notes from tonight as well. So there are a range of resources. That the point that you raised is very valid. We're not going to please everybody with however we do it, but it is a valid point, and there are options and alternatives out there, John.
Yeah, that's a great point, Andy. And those videos that came out maybe 5 years ago now, some of them are a little bit getting a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Getting resurrected. So the first one of the new series is all about corporate membership, and that's a great video. You know, bang up to date, particularly with what we're trying to achieve with North Star. But there will be some videos coming forward over the next few months, and there's also going to be a series of shall we say, tech tips from the public image team associated with, you know, branding and graphics and Canva and social media coming out over the next few months and into the next Rotary year. So there'll be like little bite-size 2 or 3 minute videos of how to do this, how to do that, and hopefully that'll be useful for your Rotary service. And I see Caroline there has changed her image, so well done there, Caroline. Yeah, looking resplendent there.
I just like the dark blue background. I think the white background makes me look really washed out, but I was being lazy.
Yeah, well, like you say, you can play around with a white one and have a nice blue background on it and do that and play around with it. You can see there, and I'm going to highlight to everyone, if you can see Caroline's image there, she's got like the hatched background in grey and white, so that implies that it's a PNG file, and you can see, because it's a transparent background, and if that was over a background color, then that would disappear. But that looks great. Yeah, well done.
Right. Well, the big hand is beginning to point straight up. So unless are there any final questions before I ask Sue to do the traditional Rotary voter thanks at the end of such sessions? No. So it's over to you then, Sue, to pull the threads together.
Right. Well, a huge thanks to Phil for pulling that together. I certainly learned something this evening. Sorry. My husband trying to come in the door. Thank you to all of you for coming. And I would also like to extend a special thanks to Andy for setting up the Zoom link and keeping us all up to date with registrations, and for my fellow public image team leaders in our cluster for helping us promote this event so magnificently, and an excellent turnout. Phil has recorded this evening's session and will be uploading it to YouTube, because obviously if we try and email it out to you, it's going to be an absolutely huge file. I will get the link, David will get the link, Ian will get the link. So if there are any of you out there that would like to have a run through of this all over again, or if you know of people that wanted to attend but couldn't for any particular reason, then please get in touch with us and we'd be more than happy to share the link with you. There is also on Friday, not Friday, I don't know, I've written that, I've got getting February and Friday muddled up. It's because January's been 1200 days long. On the 5th of February, between 7:30 and 8:30, there is a drop-in session specifically for public image, which Phil leads along with the SAT team leaders across the country. It's open and available for all PI club leaders to attend. It's an informal session, there's no agenda. It's your opportunity to drop in, as they say, and ask any pertinent questions, find out what other clubs are up to, gain advice and tips. So you are all more than welcome to attend. Again, David, Ian and I can send you the link. It's also, I believe, in the members newsletter that was emailed out quite recently. So again, it's by Zoom and you'll find the Zoom link in there. I think that's all I need to say, other than have a safe journey home, everybody.